Welcome back, everybody. Episode 8 of the Chronicles of PastyT. PastyT is obviously very happy that we're all back. So, again, we are in the field. We just finished collecting the venom from all these spiders, so we're going to go ahead and run out. We're going to go through Gunther's books. That's where the coordinate is set up over here. We're going to run over there, collect that, and then we're going to kind of turn in these quests over here. That way they get out of our log. Turn in the items, so we won't have to worry about, like, this stuff taking up our space. But we're going to try to avoid dying. Probably pick up some herbs on the way. Again, I don't know if this stuff is going to sell, but I will gladly take 75 silver for a stack of silver leaf. That would be amazing. If that's the case, then we're going to get our mount a lot quicker than I anticipated. Again, a mount costs about 100 gold between buying the mount and the training. The training's 20, the mount itself is 80, so 100 gold is our goal, or I'm sorry, 100 gold is our goal. So we'll see how that works, but for right now, we're just gonna concentrate on getting our quests done, selling anything we can on the auction house, all that kind of stuff. So we're just running away from these enemies as we make our way to this lake over here. Let's see, yeah, so right now, just for example, like even when I sell all this stuff, like I won't even have 50 silver, and 100 silver is gold, so a lot. I mean, we're 1/4 of the way to level 40. I know, granted, the first levels are fast, but it does start to creep up on you, especially if you don't try to. So as you can see, when you go underwater, like your breath meter starts to go down. Like as an undead, it goes down significantly slower than any other character, but it still goes down. So it's not like you can rest underwater. Druids end up getting a shape. They can shapeshift into different forms, and they get one that's an aquatic form, and basically they look like this demon dolphin. I don't know. It's kind of freaky looking, but either way, they're able to breathe indefinitely underwater because they have like a water, shape-shifting form. So that's kind of cool. But warlocks can cast underwater breathing, and different. There's potions that you can equip. I'm sorry, not equip. There's potions that you can consume, and they will allow you to breathe underwater for a certain amount of time, and that kind of stuff. If you're dead, you can go underwater. It's not like you can drown as a ghost, but again, it's kind of like, how would you do that? You can also walk on water as a ghost. That's kind of cool. Priests have a ability to walk on water. Let's see. All right, where's this thing I need? Who's this dude? There we go. I wonder if he's going to fight me. Oh, hopefully not. Alright, we have the Lich's spell book. So now we're going to go south. We're going to go ahead and set a coordinate there. Make our way back to Apothecary Johann. Turn that in. And then we will move on to the next quest. Probably to kill those guys. Yeah, we'll probably kill those guys next, just because level 8 quest. When you get too high, eventually, like the quest, like you can see right now, when I hit shift, it'll say how much experience I'll gain from completing it. It's 700, but that will eventually go down. So it's not like you can get 700 experience if you're like level 50 coming out here to just like destroy these enemies. Which makes sense. They want you to kind of stay on a path that is relative to your own level. But we're going to turn in these quests. I'm going to dump the stuff over here off that I don't need. So herb pouch, that would actually be pretty handy. I may buy one of those later. Let's see. So we're going to try to vendor those. Or I'm sorry, we're going to try to throw those on the auction house. So I'll put them up there so I don't accidentally sell them. Yeah, so even after selling all that stuff, 36 silver. So you do start to get more. Enemies end up, instead of dropping like 1 copper and all that kind of stuff, they end up dropping multiple silvers. So it's not like it's always going to be this slow, but it is significantly slower now than it will be later. And let's see. got to turn that into the poor guy that's down in the... Alright, level 50. I don't know where I'm at now. Okay, so another way that you can check your skills, if you go to the character tab, I may have already talked about this, you go to skills, so you can see my herbalism's 30, my skinning is 32. So at level 50 is when you can learn the next higher version of your different professions. So when I'm at level 50, I'm sorry, skill level 50, then I'll go ahead and learn those. Oh, that just killed him. That kind of sucks. Jeez.
What is it?
Obviously, they didn't give a crap about that guy.
Do not.
Whatever. Oh yeah, let's check the first aid trainer.
I am forsaken.
Me, heavy linen, 40. Alright, so we're gonna learn that. As you can see, instead of it being yellow, it's now orange, and orange just means that I'm guaranteed a skill level up every time I train that skill. So I don't know what's going on with that person. Kinda having some issues. Alright, so at level 50 here, I can learn the next portion of first aid. So these give 114 health back, as opposed to these, which gets 66. So we're gonna throw those away. Then we're gonna put these to the taskbar.
I'm listening.
Okay, in fact, I'll level my cooking over here while we're here. So anytime that there's a fire, as you can see here, it says cozy fire. Sometimes it'll be like a campfire or something else, but anytime that there's some sort of a fire, you can cook to that. With cooking, you end up learning how to build your own fire, but it takes flint and tinder, and you have to buy those, and the tinder is consumable, so you have to carry that with you. So most, okay, we're gonna turn that in. Most towns, or definitely cities, but most towns will have some sort of way for you to cook. They'll have some fire that's always kindling, and so that's kind of nice. But if you're in a pinch and you really want to cook outside of being able to find a fire at like a town, then you can use this skill right here, basic campfire. So you use simple wood, flint and tinder, all that kind of stuff. So it does give you some spirit while you're sitting by it. So your regen is a little bit higher, but not significant at all. So like here's a campfire, but yeah, it's just something.
I haven't got all day.
Alright. So we're done here. So now we're gonna go ahead and move over to these guys, kill these warriors. But yeah, a lot of the early game is basically just running around. Okay, so there's Zeppelin. You can see it just took off from the station, and there's two Zeppelins that come here. They go to different spots, but basically you can, so I can talk to these people and they'll tell me. We'll go up here and check it out. But the Zeppelins will transport you to another area, and in later expansions they increase the amount of Zeppelins that go to and from places. So, well, right now you're pretty limited. So this one will go to, let's see, he says Ogremar. So that's kind of neat.
Hurry back!
And then this one goes to Gromgol. Yeah, so I believe Gromgol's in the Stranglethorn Vale. I think it's this area over here. Yeah, there's Gromgol. So kind of neat that you can just move over there. So again, just different ways of being able to transport between areas, and it's kind of nice to not have to worry about walking everywhere or riding your mount, because that would take forever. But much like what we have to do now. 2 minutes to get to our next area. So, yeah, this is wow. It does get kind of boring. A lot of times when I'm on flight paths that are taking a while. In fact, there's a flight path. So over here, this is the Night Elf major city, and there is a flight from here all the way down to this area, and it takes like 5 or so minutes. Like your character literally goes away from keyboard, which means that you've been idle for 5 minutes longer during that flight. So we're gonna have to learn some editing skills in order to not bore everybody to death with long flight paths or walking animations. Yeah, these might get time-lapsed into something quick while, you know, some music or something plays in the background, so we'll see. Yep. Alright, there we go. Got some herbs. I mean, the good thing about wandering around is you do have a chance to pick up herbs, so that helps to level your skills and get to the next stuff, because I'm kind of hoping that higher level herbs will sell handsomely. That way I can really fund my mount. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I'm brand new to this economy, so I'm not sure exactly how it works out. Yeah, so that is the other trouble. Right click is collect, and it's also attack. And he just happened to be right on top of the node that I wanted to collect, so my staff found his face as opposed to me clicking the herb to collect it. So kind of a nuisance, but obviously, like, he didn't pose, you know, a deadly threat to me. But and we could skin him, so not a big deal. Now both my skills are at 33, which you can't really see because my face is blocking, but that is where it would be. I don't know if y'all want to see the chat box, considering a lot of it is just, you know, you receive this loot or this gold or whatever, and this is your skill. It's boring. I don't know. If y'all want to see it, I can move this window over. Obviously, like, you're in a city or any sort of really populated zone, there will be a lot more banter that occurs in that area. But for now, it's just basically me collecting loot. So kind of boring, but I do make reference to it, and it may be difficult for anybody to kind of keep track of what I'm talking about if my face is blocking it, so we'll see. But I know some streamers will do green screen, and that way it's just kind of like me in front of, you know, in front of the game. So we may do that. I don't know. Right now it's just going to depend on, you know, what kind of funding we have. Obviously this is a side thing for me, but I would love to be able to do this more for y'all. Alright, so we have made it to the warriors. I need to kill 10 of these and then turn that quest in. So hopefully we can find a decent number of them. It doesn't look like there's any competition to fight them, so that's good. I say that, and then there's multiple dead, so maybe there is competition. Not a huge deal. Again, they're going to respawn fast enough to where it's not like going to really cause issues. But alright, so there is competition, but it's not a big deal. I'll just move over here. critical attacks are just amazing. The only thing that's bad about them is, like I said, if you're trying to keep yourself from having too much aggro on the enemy, the crit kind of defeats that purpose. Because I don't know, and I think I was incorrect. I think I said it's 2 times. I think it's only 1.5 times. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know exactly what the multiplier is, but I mean, a 2 times crit on these guys would be about 70, and that was like 50 something. So it's probably 1.5. I know that there's modifiers that can increase that. For example, in the talent tree, where is it? Like right here, like your critical strike damage bonus will be 20%, so up to 100%. And then you can do things where it's like you crit more against frozen targets, and there's stuff like that. So there are ways of increasing the chance and damage of crits. So those are very important, especially when it comes to maximizing your damage per second. And since mages are only a damaging class, then it's helpful. But like warriors and paladins and druids, they have trees that are for protection or for healing or something like that. So they may not all have the need to have my highest output possible. There's another crit. That was nice. So another fun fact is, if you are a class that relies on parrying or blocking, you can't do that if you have your back towards the enemy. So just a little simple thing. Poor bunny. Let's see, 2 more warriors, and then we will head back. Yeah, I was running a dungeon the other day, and I decided to pick up. That's annoying. Have we really depleted the entire population? Jeez. We might have. They might have killed everything. That kind of sucks. I just need one more dude. Alright, well, we're going to insta-cast this guy, so we'll get him. Actually, they're not. They're running back, so that's good. We'll be done, and then we can run away and they can kill whoever else they need. But I mean, one of the benefits of grouping is each person that gets killed for your completion goes towards both people. The bad thing is, if you need to collect items off a mob, like those venoms from earlier, then it doesn't drop for each person. So you basically have to kill double the amount of enemies in order to get all the stuff that you need. So that's kind of crappy. It might be faster, because you're killing more guys, but you're also dividing the loot. So there's kind of a positive and negative side to it. I would say for some of the later quests where you have to get like 20 of an item and they don't drop very well, it is extremely advantageous to not be in a group, because then you're having to kill a lot of the same enemies. Oh, okay. Sorry, my wife texted me. So because of all this COVID-19 coronavirus stuff going on, she's elected to go to any place to pick up stuff, as opposed to me having to leave the house, which is extremely generous of her. Like, that's awesome, because she knows that, she's an essential worker. She works in healthcare, but I'm not, so she does leave to go get, to go to work and all that stuff. So if we have to like run an errand to go get something from the grocery store or whatever, she has elected to do that so that we minimize the amount of exposure I have, and that's just amazing. Like, I can't thank her enough for that. But she just texted about our dinner plans, so that's pretty awesome. I know some states opened. Good Lord, there's a lot of stuff out here. I know some states kind of reopened today. Texas did, for example, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I'm not going to, I don't want to get like political or anything, but I know that right now some of the data that might be out there as far as trend lines and whether or not the amount of cases is going down or up or whatever, but I do know that we are going to take it a little more cautiously. So even if Texas opens back up to start their staggering of businesses allowing people to go back to work and go back and shop and that kind of stuff, we're going to be a little bit more cautious just to kind of see what the trend is going to do. I'm really hoping that there's not a spike. I'm just kind of afraid that there might be. Given that there's going to be more people that are out, so the exposure rate could be higher, but we'll see. We shall see. There we go. So, forgive me. It's just this is a plethora of freaking stuff to loot. So that's awesome. There's an earth root over here, and then there's one back there. So we'll go back and get that. But you know what? Why don't we just go up there? If it's level 13, that doesn't necessarily mean every single monster is 13, and we're about 30% from leveling anyway. So just from killing guys, we may level up. So we'll go ahead and do this quest, collect all the. Yeah. So it's only the main named character that's level 13. So that's good. And like I said, since we are leveling into this, the chance to resist is reduced. That means that higher level monsters have less likely of a chance to actually resist my spells, which is extremely nice. So just for an example, since in-game bosses are 3 levels above the max level of your character, that means that they already have a higher ability to resist or dodge or miss, for you to miss if you're a melee class on them. And so people that are melee classes will stack hit, and I don't believe spell hit is a thing. It is. But so you want to make sure that you have the cap, which is 6%. And so once you have that 6% cap, then you're able to effectively, then you're not going to miss just because they're a higher level. You'll miss because there's always a percentage to miss.